I think saying goodbye is hard, right? Especially to something that you've been doing for years, 5 years now, and that has shaped your career, your friendships, the way you see life. I don't think you want to do it. So I was introduced to blogging 2017. A friend of mine had opened a blog, about talking about his college life and whatnot. And I was reading the whole thing and I was intrigued. And I was like, okay, this is a new form of writing that I hadn't been used to, because I've been used to writing poems and songs. And at the time, I was struggling with a lot of emotional baggage, I would call that. It was mental health, or it was just typical, pursuing your dreams, struggles, and trying to fit in, and, parental love and whatnot. And I wanted to share that, not out of, I need to express myself, but out of, I need to put it out to actually be able to be free of those things. And so I said, okay, fuck it, let me start sharing my opinions, my perspectives to life. Coming up with ideas, it's hard. Creativity doesn't just show up at your door, by command. It's a thing you have to sort of accept the fact that it's not going to always happen the way you want to, or whatever you want to actually achieve or write will not be the things that you actually have ideas for. I think a couple of months ago I had this piece of painting done. I drew this, and I think anyone who actually doesn't know how to draw will know that this is shit. But to me, this was like, I don't know how to draw. I tried. I failed miserably. It was chaos. It was just me not knowing what to do, and it kind of felt like every time I start working on an article or any piece, really, the introduction, the starting point are always hard for me. And so this piece kind of showed the same resemblance, because whatever angle you put in this piece, it doesn't have any meaning at all. And that's how it starts. That's the beginning of every article. It's always really messy and then really very, very bad. If anyone would read the initial things, they would just hate me. The COVID-19 pandemic came in, and I realized that most of the topics that I had written about actually I was out of those struggles. I was out of those painful memories and emotional buggers that I actually didn't have anything else to write about. So I looked at myself and was like, what else am I struggling with in these days? And I think that was the whole point when I wrote The Last Virgin Standing. I don't even remember the inspiration to it, but I do remember that when I sat down to write the article, it took me at least an hour or two to be done with it, to be happy with the article, and then just like share it a week later. The more I wrote, the more articles I put out, there was a different growth in the humor and the kind of vocabulary, the kind of relatability that I had to bring to the table. And I really hope people loved it. I've realized over the course of my journey as a blogger and a writer that content itself is not enough to attract people to read or interact with your art. You need something more, something encouraging and sexy and edgy to both intimidate and intrigue and sort of bring about the people that you want to bring about to your craft. And I found for me that it's through the titles and the cover pictures of the articles that they often just relate to and actually, just come in masses. I think after the last Virgin Standing, there was this hype about sexual humorous writer out there who was doing these things, this kind of different style of writing, and it got to my head a lot. And I think at some point I wanted that when I put out a new article or something, I get more recognition, more famous, more popular. And I think I was feeling entitled to the rewards than the creativity and the writing itself. And the more I put out articles, it actually had less views and less people connecting it to or sharing it to. And whenever I put out an article, I actually feel shitty. When that happened, when those things, those feelings continuously came up to, I realized I don't feel like blogging anymore. It's not been the same, because when I started writing, not just blogging, I had this feeling, I had this dream that I wanted to be this person that when someone reads the book or the article that I've written, they would come out of it a different person. But now I want to be more famous. And it's kind of like, it's different now. So if it's different now and I'm not getting what I want, not getting the engagement I want, then what's the point of keeping at it? If my motivations have changed, then I'll just keep hurting myself whenever I put out something. But with the stories, writing stories and putting in magazines, I'm not expecting to get more famous by the day or by the article or something. I don't feel seen, hence I don't need to find that kind of recognition, that light to be seen. I just want to put out the article and just put out the thing that I want to put out. And honestly, I think that's probably basically why I'm, changing up things in my life as a writer and as a person, really. I might come back, I don't know. I might redo this thing at some point in my life. I don't think we ever say goodbye to these things. But for the moment, I wanted to do something that wasn't going to have constraints. To my fans, it's been one hell of a ride. I started writing and I probably won't stop because I think it's my dream and my purpose to do this for a long time. You guys made it happen. You guys motivated me to keep moving, to keep doing what I did, and to keep writing, to keep pushing every day. I hope at least for 5 minutes every month or every week, you read these articles and you felt good about your life or about my life, or you laughed about it or against it, I don't know. At least I hope I brought you some joy. It was nice while it lasted, right? Right?
I am happy to be alive, 'cause I know I could not be in a place that's built with love.
the reason why I'm ending things. All right. What? Ending blogging, strong shoot. Ending blogging and dying. But yeah, this was my opinion, and I hope a lot of people loved kissing it.
Nigga trying to maintain. I sit and tell myself.